Fact: vaccines contain aluminum nanoparticles used as adjuvants. 6 published scientific studies now show that aluminum triggers autism. An infant following the official vaccine schedule recommended by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention will receive 4,925 micrograms of aluminum injected into them by 18 months. The CDC concluded that for infants, there is, quote, little risk for aluminum toxicity from their vaccine schedule. The number of biological studies using injected aluminum the CDC relied upon to make their claim is exactly 0. The CDC's conclusions are based upon one 2011 study by University of Maryland scientist Robert Mitkes. His study was based on ingested aluminum, not injected aluminum. Outside the US, real science is being conducted. France, China, England, and Morocco have moved beyond the number-crunching epidemiology to find the truth. The first clue came in 2004 when Johns Hopkins neuropathologist Carlos Pardo found massive inflammation in the brains of autistic patients and tissue donors. Pardo found active brain inflammation in the cerebral cortex and cerebellum, suggesting that autism wasn't genetic. Caltech neuroscientist Paul H. Patterson called Pardo's findings a landmark study, commenting in 2006 that it was the first evidence that there is an ongoing, permanent immune system activation in the brains of autistic people. Patterson took things further in 2007 with his own study. By activating the immune system of pregnant mice, he found their offspring displayed behavior reminiscent of autism. Perhaps more importantly, Patterson pinpointed interleukin-6, or IL-6, as the primary driver of that brain inflammation, which led to the autism-like behavior. In 2011, a study by Chinese Dr. Xiaohun Li showed that mice with elevated IL-6 in the brain displayed many autistic features, including impaired cognitive abilities, deficits in learning, abnormal anxiety traits and habituations, as well as decreased social interactions. Moroccan researcher Mossad Abdel Wahab showed that rats given aluminum had a 4-fold increase in brain IL-6 rates. With aluminum shown to trigger brain inflammation, the question was, did the aluminum in vaccines travel to the brain? In 2015, French scientist Dr. Romain Guerardi's study found that the aluminum contained in vaccines does travel to the brain.
Une souris. On a pris d'abord des vaccins standards, anti-hépatites. Et on a vu apparaître des dépôts d'aluminium à distance dans la rate et dans le cerveau. Et ces dépôts d'aluminium étaient augmentés dans le cerveau jusqu'à 1 an après.
Given Guerardi's findings, researchers ask how much aluminum travels to the brain. That is exactly what London researcher Christopher Exley determined in his 2017 study. Measuring the aluminum content of brain tissue from donors with a diagnosis of autism, Exley found consistently high levels of aluminum in their brains. Exley's study states, quote, "These are some of the highest values for aluminum in the human brain tissue yet recorded. The latest numbers show 1 in 36 kids have autism. We know one of the causes. Now is the time to share this information so we can start a discussion around the truth."